So someone emailed you asking for a new website. I know how you're feeling. You're excited, your adrenaline's pumping, you're ready to pick up the phone and give that client a call. But wait, before you do that, we need to plan. What's going on, everyone? My name is Abrot, and I own a small design agency that does brand strategy and digital marketing for faith-based ministries and nonprofits. And on Instagram and YouTube, I like to help creatives just like you earn a living through their creativity. And today, we're going to talk about planning the client call. And by the way, just as a disclaimer, I'm not going to say that I have all the answers, but this is what works for me, and hopefully it can help you today. You know how it is. You wake up in the morning and then you get an email notification that excites you to your very core. It is a form submission on your website. I don't know how it is. Your client contacts you, whether it be by text, Facebook direct message, Instagram message, whatever it may be. A lot of my clients contact me by filling out the form at the bottom of my website. And then I get a notification on my email saying someone filled out a form. You have no idea how excited I get. All these thoughts start going through my head on what I'm gonna do, what it's gonna be, how I'm gonna turn this conversation around. But then I stop myself. I have to recollect. Look, I know you want to call right away, but first, before you even pick up your phone, before you even dial, we need to plan. And this is what I do before I make a client call. I plan my call. And I want to share 3 things that I hope can help you learn how to plan a client call. Number 1, before I do anything, I research the client. I take my time. You can just go ahead and research everything. Go on Facebook, go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go on LinkedIn, whatever, find that person. I know it seems weird. I know it sounds like you're Facebook stalking. I just want to see what type of person he or she is. Is it someone that I want to work with? Is it someone that I want to have a relationship with? Because if you're doing this right, you're not just in it for the money. You're not just in it for the opportunity, but you're in it for the relationship. There needs to be a good client and creative relationship. And that's what I long for whenever I go into these meetings or client calls, whenever I help. I want to see if I can form a good relationship with that person. So I check everything. I check like what are their hobbies, what do they do, what are some of their recent posts, what do they believe in, all these things, because I want to see if it's someone that I would like to work with for the next month or 2. Even now, as I'm saying it, I sound like a crazy person, but this is some of the detail, some of the research that I do before I even pick up the phone. Secondly, before I call the client, I research the company or I research the organization. Most of the time, when someone messages me, they're looking for a website redesign. And so what I do is I look up their current website and I just learn more about their company, learn about their organization. If they're a church, I learn about their church. I try to see what size their church is. Are they traditional? Are they contemporary? I try to see if they can actually even afford my services. If it's a company, I like to research maybe news articles about them, go to LinkedIn, see their value, because then that helps me price how much I'm gonna charge this company. So do your research the company, learn about the company. How many employees do they have? What is their revenue? What is their income? This helps shape the conversation and also helps you in assembling what price point you will be giving to this person. And then thirdly, and this is probably what we're gonna spend the most time in, is plan your questions. Plan what questions you are going to ask. Be very intentional with your questions. And the acronym that I come up with is GCVTP. GCVTP stands for goal, client, value, timeline, and price. I go through these 5 questions and I make sure that I have these questions ready in the right context so that we have a smooth conversation and I get every detail and I formulate the right price. So first of all is the goal. I ask the client, what is your goal for this website? What is your financial goal? Who are you trying to reach? How many people? are you trying to reach? Is the website or is this production, is this project meant to inform? Is it meant to sell something? Is it meant to promote your business, to promote awareness? What is the purpose? What is the goal for why you called me today? Secondly, is the client. Whether it be a church or a nonprofit organization or a business, they have a goal clientele. They have a demographic. They have people who they are trying to reach. And a lot of times it's a very specific type of people. And you want to make sure that you design that project or that website to be targeted toward that demographic. I'll give you an example. When someone contacts me about a church, I try to ask them, tell me about your area. Who are you trying to reach? An example, a business came to me, which was a healthcare organization, and what they do is they do in-home healthcare. They take care of these older people, and they go to their homes to take care of them. So I thought, okay, so the product is for older people. But then I asked them this: who are the ones going to the website? Is it the older people, or is it their kids? By talking to this business owner, he said, you know what, it's actually most of the time it's going to be the kids. And these kids are around 35 to 45 years old. So we make this website accessible to the older crowd and make it easy for them to understand, but then also a little bit modern enough to reach these younger generation, millennial people like my age, who are going to this website so that they can find in-home healthcare for their parents who are older. So whoever that website is for, whoever that project is for, is very, very important. Third question I ask is the value. What value does this bring to your company? And I know it's hard, but this is when you start talking about money. What is the financial value of this project? A bank came to me and said they wanted me to design a brochure for them. And then you may think that's a simple brochure. It shouldn't be worth that. It shouldn't be that much. But once you get into value-based pricing, then you realize how much you charge is way less. So I asked them this: who is this brochure for? What is the purpose of this brochure? And they said, well, this is actually for our employees to show to to potential clients so that we can get their business. I said, okay, if you were to capture one person, how much financial value will this bring to your company? How much money will you earn? And I know it's a weird question, but I asked them directly, how much money do you earn per customer? And I remember this person answered me and said, it's about $5,000 a month per client. I said, $5,000 a month. So then if this brochure were to help you reach, say, even just 10 clients, that's worth $50,000 a month for your business. He said, yeah. So you know what? I didn't really feel bad charging them $10,000 for a brochure. They said, oh, that's worth it, right? And so the value, you have to ask what value it brings for them. And yes, it may be a tough conversation, but you have to be comfortable with talking about money. The fourth question I ask is the timeline. When is this due? How soon do you need it? How urgent is this? Do you need it in a week? Do you need it in a month? Or are we willing to wait this out? What is the timeline for this project? If they need it in a week, you can make it a lot higher. Say, look, if you need this right away, I'm gonna need to hire some people. I'm gonna need to hire this, that, to make sure that we get this project done for you right away. And then that bumps up the price on how much you're gonna charge this person. And then lastly is the price. Now, let me just say this. Before you even have the conversation, you should already have a price range in your head on how much you think it's going to cost you to do this project for this client. And you already should have a revenue in your head on how much you're going to earn for this. And because you've done your research, because you've done your research on the client, because you've done your research on the company, you should already be formulating a price that you think will work out for them and will work out for you as well. A cybersecurity company came to me and said they wanted to develop their website from WordPress to WEBFLOW. I don't have to do any design at all. All I have to do is transfer a website from WordPress to web and create it with WEBFLOW, and that's it. I said, okay, well, that should be pretty easy enough. And when I did my research on the company, I did my research on the work and how much, and I'm probably going to need to onboard someone to help me with this project. I came up with a price. Even before I picked up the phone, even before I called this person, I came up with the price. I said, look, the price range is about $15,000 to $20,000. Are you comfortable with that? And then once I did the proposal, once I actually sent them a proposal, it came to it that the price was around $18,000. But these questions have to be planned beforehand. You have to come into a conversation prepared. You can't just come blindly. And there needs to be some preparation. In order for you to be able to get these projects, there's got to be some work and there's got to be some preparation in your part. You have to make every call intentional. So let's recap. 3 things that I do is I research the client, I research the company, and I plan my questions. So take a pause, do your research, plan your questions, plan your conversation, get your notebook out, take a deep breath, and pick up that phone, and then you're ready for this call. Well, that's about it for today. I hope I was a help to someone out there. If I am, let me know if this helped you, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.